Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R. I got a brand new product for you. It's a wireless 8-gang switch power system. It allows you to install auxiliary switches if your vehicle is not equipped with them, and all the switches are controlled wirelessly. Let me show you what it entails and what we're going to be using. So let me show you what's inside. So it does come with various stickers, so that way you can identify the buttons you have. As the main power block, you get a wireless remote. There's a power strap that goes to the positive of the battery with an 80 amp fuse. And there's also a ground. So what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to connect these two wires to the box, connect the box to the battery, and then all your accessories are going to get power from the box itself. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and take the 4 bolts out on the side. So as you can tell, everything's nicely epoxied and sealed. There's a positive terminal here and a negative terminal here. I'm going to go ahead and take the positive. I'm going to feed it underneath it, and we are going to connect it to this terminal. So I'm going to loosen it. We're going to feed this here, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. We're going to do the same thing with the ground. Okay. All the wires go down, make them nice and tight. Excellent. So now we're ready to connect this to the vehicle. So what I like to do, make sure that the master fuse is disconnected. I'm going to take off this cover. There's tabs on the sides that you lift. And you can see here, if it's in line, this means that there is power going through it. So anytime I work on the battery, I like to actually disconnect the power. So I'm going to go ahead and press the button. This shows me that it's an open circuit, and we can go ahead and connect it on the vehicle. So first thing we're going to do is take off the cover from the battery, so that way we can get to the terminals. The positive terminal, so we're going to route it. I'm not going to take it off all the way, I'm just going to loosen it. We're going to route it going through here, and we can put the cover back on. So that's going to take care of the positive terminal for our power supply. So we're going to do the same thing with the ground, which is the negative side of the battery. You can also use any bolt on the chassis of the vehicle as well, but my preference is directly to the battery. Before we turn the fuse back on, let's go ahead and actually wire the light bars to it. So now we're going to go ahead and wire the M&R light bar to the power distribution box. It's a single function light bar, so it only has 2 wires. There's a positive and a negative. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to find the circuit that I want to use. I'm going to use a 10 amp circuit, and I'm going to loosen the terminals. When you loosen them, we can put a wire in there and tighten it back up. So I'm going to feed this positive and tighten it, and I'm going to feed this negative and tighten as well. So since we're only connecting a single function light bar, you get to choose either white or amber. If you are purchasing a dual function light bar, it's actually going to have 2 power cables instead of 1, so you'll have to use up 2 different switches, because the DRL function also requires its own independent power. We already have one 40-inch light bar, so we're going to go ahead and run a second. The positive and the negative, we're going to use this switch right here. You can use a 10 amp, but we're going to actually throw it on a 20 amp just for the positioning of the keypad. I like that particular button, but you can put it on the 10 as well. And then we're going to go ahead and do the ground. I'm going to go ahead and put the DRL function on switch number 1, which is a 5 amp fuse. And that should be it. Let's go ahead and test it. The 2 light bars that we installed is a single function white light bar, which only has 1 power source. And then the bottom light bar we have is a dual function, so it offers the white light, but it also, if you press another button, offers a amber backglow to it. That's the DRL function. This one's just for aesthetics. It doesn't put out amber light on the road. If you actually want amber light on the road, then you need to purchase a single function amber light bar. That one actually puts out amber light. Thank you guys for watching, and I know you're going to love the product.